Evidently, I have a controversial and an unpopular opinion about knitting in the round. And that opinion is that I have never been able to have a magical relationship with magic loop. I started knitting around 2000 and learned on double pointed needles. I've tried off and on for 15 years to get used to magic loop, and because I got good at double pointed needles, it's just never worked for me. My name's Amanda. I like to talk about things that I've made, things that I'm working on and want to make, and sharing tips and tricks that have helped me along the way. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Make a comment on this video. Do you like double pointed needles? Do you love magic loop? Do you use each of them for different situations? I don't know. So today we're going to talk about my tips and tricks for getting neat knitting on double pointed needles and making it a better experience if that's what you choose. Just know I'm showing you example of my number one complaint of magic loop, but I didn't do it on magic loop. But I had to work really hard with these double pointed needles to make it look this way, and that's laddering in between the junction. The other thing I have not been able to get used to with magic loop is running the needles through magic loop. So that being said, let's get on with my tips and tricks for how I knit with double pointed needles to make it a better experience and to not have this laddering business. All right, knitting friends, my tips and tricks for double pointed needles, knitting in the round to prevent laddering, which is gapping and ugliness in between the junctions of your needle when you're transferring one set of stitches to another needle. This is a little jacket I'm making. I'm working on Frog and Toad. If you're not familiar with Frog and Toad, they were my favorite childhood books from the 1970s. That tells you how old I am. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, they are wonderful childhood books that talk about caring and compassion. So, this is this little jacket. I'm getting ready to, this is my last part of the project. Well, let me show you. Let's get back to the double pointed needles. So you can see I've got a little triangle. Here's my working yarn. So these stitches need to be transferred onto another needle. For intents and purposes, we're going to label these needles as the giving needle right here, the receiving needle, even though it's not technically the receiving needle, and then we're going to have what I'm going to call for this video a transfer needle. So this is the one I'm going to be knitting the stitches off my giving needle onto that. So it's going to be the transfer and the receiving needle. So if you look at how I have these configured, I have them stacked particularly. So this end of this double point of the giving needle lays on top of the receiving needle. And as I'm knitting around, I make sure I leave them like that. So if you pretend that I knit those little set of stitches, then this giving needle is on top of this receiving needle. And as I turn it, I make sure I stack them. Oh, but I didn't on this one, so I need my giving needle on top of my receiving needle. So let's get started. The first tip to prevent laddering when you are working with double pointed needles is to snug your first stitch up off the giving needle. So I took that off. You can see that there's a gap there, okay? And you can see I can snug it up with that, pulling on that index finger. That's the first tip that will help you to prevent your laddering. And I'm going to simply knit across. Oh, it slipped out of there. Okay. If you make a mistake, just slow down and think of how you can fix it. So I'm near the end here. I am knitting my last stitch on that needle. See how this receiving needle is now kind of on top there? I make sure I duck it down below my next giving needle. Slide those stitches about halfway down. These are very long double pointed needles. I don't know how many inches they are, but they're They're very, very long. These are sized US 2. I'm knitting with sock weight held double. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the second way to prevent laddering. And I can do it directly like this, or you can knit off of this needle and then transfer your stitches here. But I'm going to show you, this is the second way you can prevent laddering. And that is simply to knit a couple of these, one, two, or three of these directly onto this needle here without that transfer needle. It will knit a little bit tightly. Whether you can make this work for yourself or not will maybe depend on how tight of a knitter you are and how many stitches you're dealing with. It is a little bit more difficult to do that, but this is a great way. When I first started with double pointed needles, this is how I prevented my laddering. Now I simply can just snug up. I'm really good at just snugging up that first stitch. Okay. Now I'm going back to the first way to prevent laddering, and that is to knit that stitch, snug it up a little bit, and knit across. I am at the beginning. Oh, my stitch marker went through my yarn, so I'm just going to remove it, but I'll remember to put it back on. Okay, finish here, and then again, to make it easier, make sure that your receiving transfer needle is underneath here. The reason for that, I'll show you here. If this sits underneath, if your giving needle sits underneath, it's just you're trying to, you gotta finagle your yarn, do all kinds of things. The receiving needle is in the way, so keep those needles stacked. Either transfer your stitches and always snug up that first stitch off your needles. If you're liking my content, please like and subscribe to my channel. Comment on this video. Let me know, do you love magic loop and hate double pointeds? Do you like double pointeds? What are your tips and tricks for either or? Someday I'd like to get good with magic loop, but I'm just not patient enough to do it, I suppose. Anyway, check out my playlist for tips and tricks, and I also have a playlist for foundational knitting skills, and I'll see you all later.